Okay. Hi everyone. Myself Rahul, and today I'm going to present my showcase on the topic which I have taken. Get stock prices from the web and send Excel snap to the user's WhatsApp. Okay. I hope I'm audible. And so this is my use case basically. So we'll go one by one. So the purpose of this automation, why we are doing this? This is the main thing actually we need to. Every time we should think before getting into the automation, whatever the process, irrespective of it. So the purpose of this automation, what I'm thinking is, there are many stock market brokers are doing their work on regular basis, and they want this data from website. How this stock they are invested in the companies which are how they are performing on every hour or the periodic timely. So what we are doing here is we will give them updates. So we are not directly but indirectly we are helping them, so they will manage their times on the other things, so they don't need to go into the website and every time check the respective company. So they only provide us whatever the company names invested, they have invested already in Excel sheet, and we are doing it for them. Okay, and the step to be automated. So this is the presentation are automating. So we are first, as usual, we do try and catch, in which we are exception handle all the exceptions. Then get range. In the get range, we are getting the values from Excel, which the client, the user provided us. In Excel, there will multiple company names. Okay, guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Rahul.
Okay, thanks for confirmation. And say once we get the company names in the get range, then we are going to open the web page, and there are the multiple resources like India Times and all, where we can check these names actually, the stock prices and all these fields. So we will going to open the web page as for the client input, and again we'll pass this our values, our company names in a for loop. So one by one we'll get this company names and we but go to the search bar there, and it will search for this company name. Okay, and for this specific company name, there will be the new window will open, and there will be the multiple values there. So as requested by the client, only those values we can get and deliver to the client. Okay, and then we read those fields from the website, and then we go back to the Excel, and with the help of our TechForce cell, we are writing this all values into our Excel sheet. And what is the main thing here in my project is, we don't need to, like, if we are sending the Excel to the our user, then this is the useless automation, because we are reducing their time. So we take the snap of this table Excel, which we are extracting the values, and only this snap we will going to send user. So this is the basically my use cases, and what are the advancement we can do in it. So what I think about it is, due to the time constraint and all, I have made this is the only prototype. But in advancement, what we will going to do is, we will integrate this bot with our WhatsApp, and we will open new channel for user. So user only ask through like a chat bot, we are chatting on a website. So user only going to ask through the WhatsApp, please send me the status or something, that kind of thing, whatever they requested. So for their advancement, we will going to develop our bot. Okay, and once the user will ask it, then we will going to execute the bot that time, or maybe, or they don't want to do this, then we can set the bot periodically, and the bot will execute and send the value for our or the client time. Okay. And here is we go for the third slide, which is the actually we are extracting the data, and we are sending same as I have taken from the Excel. So this is the values I am extracting as of now. This is which is a date and time, which is the most important thing. Then face value, change, volume, open, and pre-close. So this, I'm not that much familiar with the share market, but I believe these are the important aspects every stock broker needs it. And yeah, that's it from my side. Any questions? Feel free to ask.
That's a good use case, Rahul. Can we see the code and the bot in action, if possible?
Sure, sir. Sorry. Yeah. So here, what we are doing here, this is the code. You want me to explain all code step by step?
First, we will like to see it in action, how it sends, like you said, it builds a chatbot sort of thing, right?
Yes. It means now, as of now, we are not implementing anything here. The chatbot kind of thing. We are only getting the values from web and send to the WhatsApp users WhatsApp.
Okay, so basically screen scraping, then typing data into WhatsApp, is it?
No, actually, yeah, screen scraping, you are right about it. And we are storing the data into Excel. Then we are going to take a snapshot of this Excel table. And then this snap we are going to send to the as a photo on a client's WhatsApp individual number.
Okay, do you have it configured so that we can see it in action?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
I will going to run the flow. So here I must mention the only thing is I have increased too much time for the WhatsApp thing because as my internet is slow, so it is taking to load. So I hope this will open.
So was that not dynamic, Rahul?
Sorry, sir.
Was that not dynamic? Like, is that static delay that you have put down over there?
Yeah, actually it is like Chrome. It is taking too much time and a good internet connection it requires, but I don't have the bandwidth, so it is taking a time.
Sure. Yeah, do go ahead.
So one question, Rahul, here. So you're extracting, of course, you're going to some website and you are scraping the share values of so-and-so companies. And what is that you're doing at the end? Are you sharing this Excel with some user or WhatsApp?
Send the snap of this Excel, not Excel, but the snap we are taking. We are going to send to the users WhatsApp number.
Okay.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Actually,
it's fine, Rahul. Actually, what I would say, if you are working on this use case and enhancing it further, it's a good use case which can be, sold as a standalone use case itself, wherein you can give a functionality like you have now several banks giving you options over WhatsApp to check your balance as well, right? So similarly, maybe a user, if they want to subscribe to a stock notification, or if they want to know the real-time price of a stock for a particular stock, they can just WhatsApp, and based on that, your bot can pick up and find the latest information about that stock and send back information. So that way, if you can increase or enhance this use case to that level, more like a conversational, sort of thing, that would be a very good use case. I personally feel that. Ram, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a very, very good use case. Yeah, so even like as you mentioned, like users can keep a watch on a particular stock price, and they can get alerts on WhatsApp, like if there is a drop or if it is price value increase in some instances, and they can quickly get alerts on the. Of course, WhatsApp is the only channel here. I think I see a scope here like that it can be integrated with many other channels like Slack or Microsoft Teams. Yeah, it's a very good use case.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Actually, here are some technical glitches.
No
I
issues, no
think so.
issues, Ramu. I will take this opportunity to ask some questions to Ramu, if you don't mind, Ramu.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty new to this TechForce thing, right? So I do not know much about it. Now, if I go to market with such a use case, uh, then the client would obviously ask me about the pricing, because if I am talking about opening a WhatsApp channel, basically it means basically opening up uh, running a 24/7 bot for such notifications. So does the value add uh, complements the license price for such use cases?
Mm-hmm. So you're saying like what is the pricing model of TechForce.ai, right?
Sort of, because if I go with such use case, this use case, if I go with to the client, it means running a 24/7 bot. So I cannot have any other process running on the same bot, right? Same
Correct,
VM.
because it keeps checking the website and keeps pulling for the information.
Yeah, and it keeps monitoring the channels for incoming request and then responding back, right?
Right.
So how I could justify the price tag?
Okay. So at TechForce.ai, like see, we charge customers based on the bot run minutes. Okay. So I agree. Like what you're saying is like in case if it is running 24/7 and um, when there is a change in the price, they should get alerts. But instead of that, I mean, see, as long as you are running the bot, there's no other way. Like they have to pay for run minutes. But usually, like we have some similar kind of requirements for one of our customers where instead of checking 24/7, they have some intervals. They want to check this stock price in the morning for a couple of hours and in the evening for a couple of hours. So like that. And coming to this pricing point of view, like at TechForce.ai, we do have three different kinds of models. One is a community version where you can simply just download our studio and install it and start building your automations, and you can register your worker machines with our cloud-based SaaS e-manager console, which is a centralized application to manage all your bots. Okay. So in this plan, like you can register any number of eWorker machines and you can start deploying your automations. Okay. So here in this community version, we are not going to charge anything. Only thing is like customer has to bring his own machine. Okay. So as long as he brings that worker machine, there is no restriction, and he can start using our SaaS-based e-manager console. Okay. That is one option. And the second option is we do have another plan, which is a standard eWorker plan, which is $199 per month, where we will provide one eWorker machine on TechForce.ai. Basically, you can subscribe to this plan. Once you register to our e-manager console, you can subscribe to this plan, and you can create one standard eWorker, which is of $199 per month, and you can use that.
Okay, so I have a couple of complementary questions here. So supplementary questions, to be honest. Do you think I should ask here, or maybe I can connect with you later?
No problem. I'm happy to answer. You can ask here. No worries. And if Koti is back, we'll see that. Otherwise, yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
to
Okay.
these questions. No issues.
Okay. So number one, you said community edition is free as long as the client comes up with its own virtual machine.
Correct.
So let's say I, as a client, who have come up with 10 to 20 virtual machines, I can use your community versions for free, even for production grade automations.
Right.
And how do you make money then?
So in community edition, community edition is just not for us. We don't have any plan to make some money from our community edition. Okay. So community edition, the basic idea behind this community edition is we wanted to get more and more community users with this plan. So here only the cost to us is the eManager console, which is a centralized application that is running on our techforce.ai cloud. It's a SaaS application kind of stuff, web application. Okay. So anybody can register, but they can anybody can register and they can bring their own machines and they can register it with our eManager console. So here the cost is to the customer or to the user who actually is bringing their virtual machines, right? So this way, like, see, as I mentioned in the beginning, like using this community edition, we wanted to reach out the community just to make sure like more and more people are using this.
So are there any restrictions
tool.
on usage of community? Like different tools provide community edition, but then there is a non-disclosure, there is an agreement, end user license agreement, which says you cannot use it for production grade applications or automations.
That is a differentiator actually. We do not have any restrictions, and you can register any number of workers and you can run any number of bots on those work machines.
Okay, and then the second plan that you say $199 list price per month. So in that you own the infrastructure.
Yeah, we own that e-worker machine where actually we schedule all the RPA bots. So we own that.
If as a bank, let's say all my automations is on SAP or Oracle ERP. So those things I need to install on your VMs, or how is it?
Correct. So what we will do is like once you subscribe to this $199 plan, there is an option for you to create a standard e-worker, and we will just create the standard e-worker for you, and we will just that e-worker gets created for you with our runtime, like whatever runtime is needed to execute your automation, that is all pre-seeded. Okay. Only thing, and we will be providing access to that e-worker machine also. And what all you need to do is, like, for example, if you are dealing with SAP, okay, you just need to install that SAP client. Of course, we at the time of e-worker machine creation, we have a couple of options where you can select the standard software, like SAP client nowadays is a standard one, right? So we will be creating that SAP client also. But if it is some legacy software or some clients, then the customer has to install.
The reason why I asked with this question is because when I go to banking clients, right? So their major concern is on data privacy and data security.
Sure.
So they want SSO integration, they want Active Directory integration, they want everything. So to do that on, basically I'm saying I subscribe to your VM. So it's like a public cloud for me.
Correct. So for that, yeah, I've got a question. So we do have, as I mentioned, like a third different plan, which is a enterprise plan, where there is no official pricing listed on our website. Basically, it is a contact us kind of stuff where our sales team will deal with the customer one-on-one, and it's a case-to-case basis. Like based on their requirement, we will customize the workers and we will provide services or support to the customer, and we will allow them to register their. We are ready to just keep these e-worker machines in their private network, and we will allow them to register with our eManager console. In addition to that, if at all, I understood, like if you take BFSI customers, most of those BFSI customers, they are not ready to they don't want their data to go out of their data centers, right? So
exactly.
Yeah. So here we do have an option, like we will be providing this eManager console also on their data center. Like we will install the eManager console, which is an application to manage their workers, right? E-worker machines. So we will be providing we will be doing that installation for the BFSI customers.
So now again a follow-up question. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Follow-up question. As a BFSI customer, I have my Azure or AWS instances. I have my Active Directory. I have everything. all I need is the console that we are talking about to be installed on my machine. Now, you do not have the compute cost, right? You do not own the compute. I own the compute as a client. So now, what is the price that I need to pay for you to set up the console on my environment and just install the license, because the compute cost is mine?
Yeah.
So there is no cost in
Yeah, I got your point. So for that, we have a separate costing. Maybe I can share it with you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
By
because
consulting.
that's my main point of view, right?
Yeah,
So,
I understood. Yeah. Because this is a very frequent question that I'm facing from many BFSI customers, because they don't want their data to go out of their data center. And we did this for one of our wealth management customer as well. So that is the top India's top wealth management company, where we implemented a solution where we have installed everything in their data center. Okay. Of course, as you mentioned, like in that case, like even the RPA worker machines, they own the worker machines, and even this eManager console, which is a web application, we have installed in their data center, and the compute cost and everything will be by the customer. We have some product license cost every year, and on top of that, we'll be providing services. So services, again, it's an optional. Like if a customer is having some IT department and they can manage that, it is. Designing bots with our tool is very easy. It's a simple drag and drop, and they can build their own RPA bots. If that is the case, like we charge only product license every year.
and typically, list value for that, how much would it be approximately?
I would say it's around 24K a year.
For then that license is valid for as many number of bots I want, or is it again tied to a limited?
No, as many number of bots as you can just create and deploy as many number of bots as you want, but 24K per month. Per year, sorry.
And we are talking about USD, right?
Yeah, USD. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, USD.
Okay, makes sense. So thank you, Rahul. Actually, we forgot, we got carried away with the conversation. Rahul, thank you so much for your use case. I believe the use case makes definite sense, and it's one of, I would say, one of good use cases that we have seen today. However, there is still scope for some improvement, which I believe you take up. And I think you should not stop by only this hackathon. You should improve this, and this should be included. Talk to Ramu, and this should be included in your portfolio to showcase the client what you can do, right? So
Yes,
please do that.
sure.
Keep continue improving the use case and also doing that. Meanwhile, I will connect offline with Ramu, and we will also connect with other judges for other tools, and finally we'll get back with our scoring system, which we have a robust scoring system here, depending on of your numbers of years of experience, the quality of use case, the quality of code, and the presentation skills, and a lot of factors in there. So based on that, we will be getting a final score, and then we will be publishing the winners of this hackathon on 7th of November, probably.